These are our shrink wrap bags. A website online told us that you're less likely to have your stuff gone through if you turn them into a gas station sandwich. We're at the Sao Paulo airport, about to go to Africa.
We're leaving South America.
Morgan's freaking out. She likes South America so much. She's crying in the car on the way here.
I have allergies.
Same thing.
We're going to Africa, baby.
Favorite part in South America.
I really like the Iguazu Falls.
Dancing in Rio. We are in the Johannesburg airport. We have had a crazy morning. Our flight to Windhoek was canceled this morning.
We got up at 3 o'clock in the morning with 2 hours of sleep to get to the airport to find out it was canceled.
Ran over, they put us on a different flight that leaves at 12, gets to Windhoek at 2, and then we got to drive out and get a rental car, go shopping, and drive 3 hours north before sunset.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big season.
It's gonna be really rushed.
Yeah.
Our old flight left the airport from here at 6. Our new flight is going to leave at 12, so we have an extra 6 hours of doing nothing. So we're using it as best we can. We got a bird book and a mammals book.
I picked these up. And we got a candle.
And we're kind of sick of smelling each other, so we bought a scented candle.
Oh, I don't think it's scented.
It's not scented?
I think it's just
So we're still going to have to smell each other?
yeah, it's for the ambiance of camping.
It might be really hard. I'm going to try to videotape as much as I can on the old camera because it actually can zoom in, but we'll find out.
Mine in California, Mozambique, Madagascar.
Oh, really?
Yes.
California.
Yeah, let me show you. Let me show you.
I'm from California. I didn't know that.
When we got off our plane flight, it was like 3 o'clock. They rushed us over to the truck rental company.
Mm-hmm.
We took a solid hour going through the paperwork and then them showing us how all the camping equipment worked and how the truck worked. And we got to Windhoek to buy groceries at 4. And right when we hopped out of the car in front of the supermarket, we immediately got heckled by these guys. And they started out super nice, offering to protect our car for money. And we said, we don't want that. They started getting really defensive and angry and saying that if we did not accept, we would have to move our car to a different parking lot.
And Austin was saying, we were both saying like, no, thank you, no, thank you. And Austin was finally like, no, like we don't want it. And the guy was like, oh, like he got all like in our face and got really rude. He's like, well, like you're gonna have to move. This is my section, like, you know. And Austin was like,
He was basically saying that if you don't move, someone might break into our car. It's kind of it was a threat.
yeah, it was weird. And we thought like when we were told like about Namibia, everybody's like, oh, everybody's so nice. This is like the first guy that we meet in this parking lot, and he was so mean. And I like
He was low key threatening to rob us.
yeah, and I was in.
He didn't say it straight, but that's what he was implying.
Yeah, and he got really upset at Austin, and I was like, look, like we didn't mean to offend, like we're new here, we don't know the rules, like we just don't know what this is, we don't, like we're wary. And he's like, oh no, it's okay, like we're friends, and shaking our hands and was all happy. He's like, you guys go do your shopping, and when you come back, like then talk to me. But then when we were in
Which is super weird because that's super bipolar.
yeah, he was up and down, it was nuts. And then we got inside, and I went up to just a girl inside, and I asked her about, you know, if you had to pay for parking here. And she was like, no, it's optional. You definitely don't have to. Like, it's a free parking lot. And we're like, okay, so this dude is trying to scam us.
And then, as we were checking out, I see the security guard frisking the guy to make sure that he didn't have anything, you know, he wasn't stealing anything from the store as this guy was leaving. And when I saw this guy being frisked, he was not wearing the same bright neon yellow jacket thing he was in the parking lot. And I walked up to the security guard once that gentleman had left, and I asked him if that security guard worked anywhere here. He's like, no, don't give that guy any money. We don't even let that guy in the store. So we grabbed up all our bags, and as we were walking out, the guys, I basically said, you don't work here, we're not going to pay you.
Yeah.
And he got really defensive and aggressive and said, okay, then we're going to fight right here.
Yeah, if you don't pay me, like, we're going to fight.
So I turned around, I walked right back into the store, and the security guard had to escort me to my car.
Yeah.
And when the security guard was escorting me to my car, the guy was just quiet, and he walked back to like his big old group of buddies, and all his buddies were like yelling at him.
Yeah, his buddies were like telling him to like calm the heck down, basically, because I think they didn't want him to get them in trouble because he was heckling us so bad. It was nuts. We didn't even put all the food in the fridge. We just like threw it in the back of the truck and left. We wanted to get out of there, like calm down. Our hearts were beating. It was kind of scary. Not scary, like we didn't think he would actually fight us.
The security guard, he knew him by name because
Yeah.
apparently he was, reoccurring, and he was causing lots of problems for the store.
After that, we got in the car, we started driving. We ended up driving a little bit in the night because as it happened, it took us a little bit too long, but everything was fine. We got to Okunjima. We were planning on just going straight to bed, but we ended up cooking a quick dinner of hot dogs over the stove, and
We cooked hot dogs over the stove in the back of the truck.
In the
So
back of
it
the
was a quick dinner.
yeah. And then we took the most amazing, they have these outdoor showers covered by wood, and it was hot water, and it was open to the stars, so we like took a shower in the dark so you could like look at the stars while you shower. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was a good end.
We were still a little frazzled from, being threatened to rob and then
Yeah.
threatened to fight. But the stars were twinkling.
And everybody since that we've met has been very nice here. So I think it was just that one weird incident, and it happened to be when we first arrived.